So this is me walking to Educon, a little noisy with my luggage behind me and a little windy. And this is a video reply to Ben Wilkoff. So if you really want to follow the thread, see my previous while walking video, number 69, and Bill's reply to that. Ben's reply to that. So here's how I'm going to reply to you, Ben. What you were saying about the learner taking control of their own learning and being responsible and let them choose the lens through which they learn. I still think you're kind of approaching learning through a hoarder's lens, and I'll tell you why. One of the great advantages to having a teacher, to having someone kind of walk you through a curriculum or through learning something, it really doesn't matter what that something is their wealth of experience is not something they impart to you all in one swell swoop. They kind of pick and choose what they want to share. So for example, when my son in grade 1 for the first time asked me, "Dad, what's a decimal number?" Well, I said, it's a way that we write a number smaller than 1. But it's more complicated than that because, you know, there's decimal numbers bigger than 1, there's repeating decimals, there's non-repeating decimals, there's terminating decimals, non-terminating decimals, there's pi, which is a transcendental number, and we can go on and on and on. So, but the first time he asked, I just said, that's a way that we write a number smaller than 1 when we're not writing it as a fraction. Later on, I can refine that idea with him. And I think as we begin to approach learning, no matter what it is, our first exposure to that thing should be carefully curated by teachers. You don't tell kids everything they need to know about some subject and whatever it is that you teach. You kind of pick and choose and you walk them down the garden path. And their initial understandings are fuzzy and not clear, but you refine that over time. But to do that, you've got to really pick and choose how you introduce those ideas to the students. The problem with a MOOC is they take massive to mean two things. Massive both in the number of people participating in the MOOC and massive in terms of the amount of content that's being shared and taught. And I'm not convinced that that's actually doing a service to learners, to new learners. You're talking about, I think, kind of what a more experienced learner might do. And someone who already has some sense of the field, they get to pick and choose what they want to dig into more deeply. But someone who's coming to this new, or at an earlier phase, less than an expert's understanding, really needs a curator to walk them through it. So I'm afraid I'm going to have to disagree with you again on this one, buddy. Cheers.